Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here. We're talking CRISPR, and in the next video, I'm going to talk about Bluebird. These are two things that we have to get to the bottom of. I have been searching for information regarding CRISPR, why it has dropped so much, and I'm finding a lot of contradictory reports. I want to go through them and give my conclusions and invite your feedback. So that's what I'm doing in this video. In the next video, I'll be looking at Bluebird separately, and that will be a different video altogether. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. So I have come across a few reports, and the culprit for today's drop in CRISPR share price was a report from TD Cowen analysts. And I want to first go through the press release that I have seen, or news article that I have seen, which gives me this information. And then I'm going to show you other articles also where analysts are talking very differently. And we'll also look at the price targets that have been given for CRISPR therapeutics going forward, because as holders of CRISPR shares, these are the things that are of interest to us. I'd also like to show you a clip of Samarth Kulkarni talking about some key factors about CRISPR therapeutics as a company and Casgevy as a therapy. So that's also very upbeat. So I think that CRISPR is a long-term share. That's my conclusion. And value will accrue over a period of time. And we are in the right place and the right space. There is no need to do some panic selling. At least that's my conclusion, not financial advice. So here I am in the TipRanks website, and we have this article by Vince Kondarkuri, and it says shares of CRISPR therapeutics tanked after TD Cowen led by analyst Tyler Van Buren downgraded the stock to sell with a $30 price target. Can you believe it? $30 price target. It cited a high valuation and potential challenges with the launch of its sickle cell disease treatment, Casgevy. And he goes on to say, Van Buren is skeptical about the market's high expectation for Casgevy's usage, clashing with the company's estimate of 16,000 eligible patients. He argues that the real-world adoption will likely be much lower, especially with Bluebird's competing therapy, LifeGenia, also in the fray. Friends, I think that LifeGenia is no competition for Casgevy, because Casgevy does not have a black box warning from FDA for cancer, and Casgevy costs 1/3 less than the price of LifeGenia. So I hope that Van Buren has done the necessary reading up on Bluebird as well. So that's one point I would like to highlight to you. And if you guys differ, please put it in the comment if you have a strong opinion that this is wrong. The next thing they go on to say is that the investment bank points out that currently only about 100 patients a year follow allogenic transplants due to side effect concerns. A number they believe is comparable to the potential uptake of Casgevy and LifeGenia. So they are talking about allogenic transplant for other things, not for sickle cell disease. And they are saying TD Cowen projects this figure might rise to 200 to 300 annually with the introduction of these new treatments, anticipating Casgevy to capture about 60% of this market, leaving the rest to LifeGenia. And in my personal opinion, based on the price of LifeGenia, I am thinking that LifeGenia might probably get around 20% or 30% share if it is lucky. Whereas this is what TD Cowen is thinking about. Of course, they are professional analysts, so they might have more information based on which they are talking about these concepts. Overall, analysts seem to have a moderate buy consensus rating on CRISPR stock based on 9 buys, 7 holds, and 1 sell assigned in the past 3 months. The past 3 months, in my opinion, does not matter. What matters is what is the analysis at this point of time with the FDA approval. As indicated by the graphics below, after a 45% rally in its share price in 2003, the average CRSP price target of 83.5 cents per share implies 40.22% upside potential. So that's what they are saying here. But now, friends, this is from Yahoo Finance, where they are saying CRISPR stock is down 7.2% to trade at 59.89 at the last check, despite its gene therapy treatment for sickle cell disease in partnership with Vertex last week receiving approval from US FDA. And the security drew 3 price target hikes since the news broke, including one from Needham to 88 from 85. Meanwhile, Truist Securities slashed its price objective to 160 from 220. Guys, where is TD Cowen with $30? And where are these analysts? Are these analysts crazy? Or is TD Cowen crazy? Right? And it says, and TD Cowen downgraded shares to underperform from market perform. Coming into today, 15 of 25 firms in coverage rated CRISPR a buy or better, and a 12-month consensus price target of 83.88 now stands a 40.1% premium to current levels. Options traders are chiming in as well. So far today, 31,000 calls and 13,000 puts have crossed the tape, or double the intraday average volume. Most popular is the December 70 call, where positions are currently being opened, followed by the January 19th, 2024 65 strike call. So CRISPR Therapeutics stock closed well off its 52-week high of 76.97 on Friday, making it the biggest single-day percentage drop since February. The shares are testing their support at the 40-day moving average today and still boast an impressive 47.3% lead for 2023. I'll do a trading view segment on this stock before we finish. I want to show you the Simply Wall Street website, which has got the latest update for CRISPR Therapeutics after the FDA approval. And it says CRISPR Therapeutics is forecast to grow earnings and revenue by 45.5% and 46.8% per annum respectively. EPS is expected to grow by 43.9% per annum. Return on equity is forecast to be 3.3% in 3 years. So if the EPS is going to grow at 43.9% per annum, I think this share is definitely a long-term buy. And they are talking about consensus growth estimates of losses per share improving by 30%, consensus revenue estimate increased by 13%, and the revenue growth is at 48.2% as they mentioned earlier. And if you look at the industry versus the company, so CRISPR Therapeutics is expected to outperform the industry and the market in terms of future growth forecasts. So CRISPR is expected to grow at 46.5% as compared to its industry peers, who will grow at 19.8%, whereas the overall market will be growing at 14.7% as per the forecast annual earnings growth out here. And in terms of annual revenue growth, again, CRISPR is going to excel the industry and the market with a 48.2% revenue growth, annual revenue growth, as compared to 16.4% for its industry peers and 8.1% for the overall market. And that sounds to me to be quite upbeat. And now I would like to show you an assorted clip from Samar Kulkarni, his latest TV interview, and you will see how upbeat he is.
And a great day for patients suffering from sickle cell disease who now have an option. This is the first time we as humans have figured out how to modify our own genome to provide a potential cure for various diseases, and in this case, sickle cell disease. This is all powered by this powerful technology called CRISPR-Cas9 that was elucidated about 10 years ago and was the reason for the Nobel Prize in 2020. CRISPR Therapeutics is at the vanguard of taking this technology platform and enabling various medicines with it, whether it's sickle cell disease or thalassemia, heart disease, cancers, etc. And we are sort of like the engine, like you said with ARM, John. We are the engine that provides the technology, but we also take the risk and make the medicine. So we're excited about not just this approval, but everything else in our pipeline that's coming behind it. But we've now done several clinical trials, and in our clinical trial for sickle cell, for instance, we show that there's no such risk. The CRISPR-Cas9 delivery technology can be delivered safely into cells or directly into patients without any reactions. And we're trying to make it more and more a scalable platform. In these diseases, we can deliver to various organs of interest. For instance, we can do liver gene editing. In the case of sickle cell, we edit the cells ex vivo outside the body and then deliver the cells to the patient. And the data so far are remarkable. And we think this is a very scalable platform that can apply to many, many diseases. In fact, I see the whole biopharma market shifting. In the late 80s, you saw a shift in the biopharma market from small molecules to antibodies. And today, proteins and antibodies make up 50% of the entire biopharma market. You're going to see a similar shift over the next 10 to 15 years towards cell and gene therapies. And my prediction is a third of the biopharma market are going to be these advanced cell and gene therapies. And we sit right at the cutting edge of this secular movement in the industry. This is a remarkable medicine. For those who don't know sickle cell disease, these patients live with chronic pain, but they also have acute crisis, end up in the hospital several times a year. And with Casgevy, what patients have said is, and the data have shown, is that they are eliminating these hospitalizations. They're eliminating these acute crises. Some of our investigators and patients call this a cure. So with this type of transformational therapy, we have a partnership with Vertex. We're now commercializing this around the globe, and we expect several patients to benefit from this therapy. Beyond this, obviously, we're trying to bring many of the programs to the clinic. We're particularly excited about our cancer programs, where we retrain immune cells to kill and eliminate the cancer cells. Mm-hmm. We also have a program where we directly inject the CRISPR-Cas9 delivery solution into the veins that go to the liver and edit your liver cells. And a one-shot injection can reduce your LDL cholesterol by 40 to 50% for life, as we've shown in monkeys. We also have a program towards type 1 diabetes, where we make artificial pancreatic islet cells.
Okay.
So the sky's the limit here.
Well, friends, as you saw the interview with Samar Kulkarni, that's absolutely upbeat. He's talking about the two CAR T therapies that they have got. He's talking about the type 1 diabetes, and he's talking about the anti-LDL cholesterol therapy that they have got. And on top of that, I think when it comes to the approved sickle cell therapies, they have got a better rating from FDA, and their pricing is also 33% lower than that of Bluebird. That accounts for something. And I think that at this point of time, we have to reevaluate CRISPR therapeutics. Earlier, we did not know what would be the price for the therapy. Now we know that it's going to be around $2.1 million per patient. And earlier, we did not know that Bluebird was going to get black box warning from FDA for cancer, and CRISPR would not have that. So that's absolutely a definite advantage. And Bluebird has got almost $2 billion in its balance sheet with the $200 million that it got from Vertex. Now it's almost close to $2 billion. And it's going to have 40% of the profits from this therapy coming to it. And I think when I hear either Samarth Kulkarni speaking or Reshma Kevalramani, who is the CEO of Vertex, speaking about Casgevy, they are all upbeat, and I think they know it way more than the analysts. And at this point of time, I think that CRISPR share price is likely to bounce back up again in short order, because I cannot in any world imagine CRISPR Therapeutics worth $30. Now let's go to the TradingView platform and check the price action. Well, friends, here we are in the TradingView platform, and you can see that CRISPR Therapeutics had a huge drop, 3 big drops. These are all weekly charts that we are looking at. Each of these candles is a week candle, 1 week's candle. And this week's candle shows that there was some desperate selling where the price dropped all the way down to 55.95 and then bounced back up again to close out at around 60.39, and the week is still young. There is plenty of time to go before the week. And as you can see, there was a bull flag that was happening prior to this drop. And now let me go to the daily chart to see the daily candles out here. These are all daily candles, and this shows that the bears were trying their level best to push the price down, and they did not succeed to go as low because there were still buyers in the market. I think people who understand CRISPR Therapeutics would definitely find this as a buying opportunity. This is my personal opinion, not financial advice. And because of these huge drops, you have seen that the MACD has become bearish and the momentum has dropped below average. But I personally think that $30 target is crazy. Now, here itself, if you look at it, Truist Security adjusts price target on CRISPR Therapeutics to 160 from 220. It's nowhere close to $30. Needham raises CRISPR Therapeutics price target to 88 from 85, keeps buy rating. That is nowhere close to $30. So all this drop that has happened because of the TD Cowen advisory, I think it's likely to get revised in the next couple of days. I'm holding on to my CRISPR shares, and I'm going to try to close out the covered call that I have so that I can keep my shares free, because I definitely think that it has got to go further up. Given all the positives that are in favor of CRISPR therapeutics at this point of time. Apart from Bluebird, the next sickle cell disease therapy is not slated to come anytime this year. It's going to happen probably in the next year, late in the next year. So I don't see any major competition for CRISPR therapeutics. And if 2.1 million is too expensive, then 3 million is way more expensive. So from a price perspective, CRISPR wins. And also from the point of view of FDA black box warning, CRISPR doesn't have black box warning, and it is cheaper than Bluebird. So definitely patients and payers would prefer CRISPR therapeutics. So that's my verdict, and I am standing by that. And I think Bluebird turned out very disappointing, and I lost a little bit of money on Bluebird today because I was a bit too early to sell off Bluebird. I sold it cheap. I got a little bit of loss, and then the price bounced up again. So I should have known. My gut feeling was saying that if there's a sharp drop, then there is going to be a rebound coming. And I think the rebound is also coming for CRISPR therapeutics. It will happen tomorrow, because after a steep sell-off, there is always bargain hunters who buy and bring it up, and then it will go down again. So that's the general sequence. And I did not listen to my own gut feel. So it was a very minor loss. It was not something major that I would worry about. But I'm bullish on CRISPR after all of these things. And I would like to invite you guys to put your comments about CRISPR. What is your game plan? What are you thinking is going to be the price of CRISPR therapeutics by the end of this week? Where do you see it? And I'm thinking that it should be somewhere around the $70 mark or $74 mark. What do you think will be the price of CRISPR therapeutics at the end of this week? Please put it in the comment, and I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.